This is a really great bread recipe. It's quite versatile in that you can make dinner rolls or sweet bread similar to Hawaiian bread. It's not only delicious but healthy as well. You have the option of adjusting the ingredients to your liking. For example, I prefer less butter or oil in my breads to keep the fat content down. So I opt to only add either a tablespoon or two of butter, margarine, or oil. And the sweetness can also be adjusted depending on your sweet tooth. For this recipe, I use an all-natural coconut juice, which I got from Costco. If you aim for a more Hawaiian bread flavor, use a sweetened juice or juice with more sugar content. Okay, so we'll start by heating the 1/3 cup of milk in a little saucepan. Be careful not to overheat, as this will kill the yeast, which won't be good for the bread. Use a thermometer if you need to. Then we'll melt in the butter. Pour that butter and milk mixture into the bread pan. Next, pour in the coconut juice. This particular juice is very light, so it's not too sweet for the bread. So if you want more sweet bread, choose another juice, a sweeter juice of your liking. And we'll scramble the eggs next and pour that into the milk mixture. Then we'll add the 1/3 cup of sugar and the 1/3 cup of flax meal, the healthy stuff. And then comes the main ingredient, which is the flour. Let's add in the 3.5 cups of flour at this time. It might look like I have a lot of flour, but actually I'm using a 1/2 cup measuring cup. So next, let's create 2 little spaces in the flour for our to add our 1 teaspoon of salt in one of the space, and to that we'll add the vanilla extract, or you can use coconut extract, whatever essence of your choice. Lastly, pour in the little packet of yeast into the other flour slot that we created earlier. The bread pan is ready to go into the bread machine, and we are making a 1.5 loaf of bread. The bread pan is now ready to go into the bread machine for kneading. Next, select the dough cycle on the bread machine, which will take about 1.5 hours to complete the kneading and rising. You can see here it's doing all the kneading for us, and which is pretty neat to watch. And after about 5 minutes, the dough will start to form a ball. Once the dough cycle has complete, let it rise for another hour. I just let mine rise in the bread machine. This is what happens when the dough over rises. It's not fun to clean, to say the least. So make sure you watch the rising time and keep it under an hour. So we'll grease the baking pan here, and I'm using a 9 by 13 inch pan and greasing it with vegetable oil. Spread it all around, make sure it's all well greased. And then grease our hands, and here I am pulling the bread away from the pan. Yours probably won't look like this. So just carefully pull it out from the bread machine, and let's start forming the rolls. You'll find that the dough is pretty sticky, but don't be tempted to add in any more flour, as this will make your bread heavier and less moist. And you'll get about 12 rolls out of this. Just patiently work with the dough, and even though it's sticky, the end result will totally be worth it. Almost done. Getting there, making progress. Sticky, sticky, sticky. Wow. It's really, really sticky. We're just about done with the last one here. Once you're done with this, cover and let it rise for another hour in a warm place and preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Bake it for about 25 minutes. Remove it from the oven and brush on the butter and enjoy your yummy rolls.